Welcome viewers, you're watching BioHub and looking at the 3D model of human skeleton system. Human skeleton system is made up of two types of skeletal tissues, bones and cartilages. But this video is primarily focused on the arrangement of bones within human endoskeleton. So stay tuned and watch this video till the last. In total, there are 206 bones in our body. So now let's know how these are arranged within us. Human skeleton is divisible into basically two parts, the axial skeleton and the appendicular skeleton. Axial skeleton includes the skull, ribcage, vertebral column. An axial skeleton actually forms the central part of our skeleton. Second division is appendicular skeleton. It includes pectoral girdles, forelimbs, pelvic girdles, and hind limbs. It makes the peripheral part of our skeleton system. Now let's take up each subpart in brief and learn about its bones. First, we will focus on skull, in which our brain is located. The skull is the interiormost part of axial skeleton. It has two parts, cranium and face. Cranium forms the upper and back part of the skull. It is hollow structure and is made up of 8 articulated immovable bones. Another name for cranium is brain box. Second part of skull is face. It is made up of 14 bones, out of which 6 bones occur in pairs and 2 bones, mandible and vomer, they occur singly. Next axial part is ear ossicles. Ear ossicles are located in the middle part of the ear. These are 6 in number because we have 2 ears, and their names are malleus, incus and stapes. One of these bones, which is called stapes or stirrup, is the smallest bone of human body and its measurement is 2 to 3 millimeter or 0.16 inches. Now you know that human skull has in total 28 bones, out of which 8 bones makes the cranium, 14 bones forms the face, and 6 tiny bones are present in total in our 2 ears. So this was in brief about the skull. Next axial part is hyoid bone. It's a U-shaped solitary bone which is highlighted here with red color. Its placement is below the mandible and above the larynx. And viewers, it helps in movement of tongue and deglutition. Coming to the next axial part of human skeleton, which includes ribs, sternum and vertebral column. Let's know about the vertebral column first. This is the vertebral column of human beings, which is made up of numerous small centrally hollow bones. And this is the most delicate part of human skeleton because spinal cord not only passes through it but branches through it, and the column extends from the base of the skull to the entire length of the trunk. It is divisible into 5 parts on the basis of their placement within our torso. So let's have a closer look of that. Here, the first 7 vertebrae, they are located in the neck region. Thus, they are named as cervical vertebrae and they are highlighted with yellow color. The next 12 vertebrae, which are highlighted with orange color, are present in the thoracic region and thus termed as thoracic vertebrae. The next 5 vertebrae depicted with blue color are located in the abdominal region and are called lumbar vertebrae. Next 5 vertebrae, the pink ones, they fuse to form a triangular structure named as sacral vertebra, which is present in the central part of hip region. The last 4 vertebrae, here highlighted with green color, they fuse to form one coccyx vertebra at caudal region. And viewers, this is one of the vestigial organs in human body. Let's move on and know about the next axial part of human skeleton, that is ribcage, which includes ribs, sternum and thoracic vertebrae. Ribcage is located in the thorax part of human body. It houses and provides protection to lungs and heart. Let's first know about the sternum. This is the sternum part. It's a flat bone with which ribs articulate. This is also called the chest bone. Ribs. There are 12 pairs of ribs in total, out of which first 7 pairs are called true ribs because these are directly attached dorsally to the thoracic vertebrae and ventrally to the sternum, whereas rest of the 5 pairs of ribs are called false ribs because they are not directly attached to the sternum ventrally. Interestingly, the 11th and 12th pair of ribs are ventrally free, thus they are termed as floating ribs. So now I am sure that the name, number and position of ribs within the rib cage is clear to you all. So that's it about the basic axial parts of human skeleton. But continue watching to explore and learn about appendicular parts of your skeleton. Appendicular skeleton comprises of girdles and limb bones. Let's start with the upper region of the appendicular skeleton, which comprises of forelimbs and pectoral girdles. First, forelimbs. Human beings have 2 forelimbs and these are also referred to as arms. The upper part of each forelimb has one thick long bone called humerus, while lower part of forelimb is supported by 2 bones, radius and ulna. Radius is thicker and placed towards the thumb side of our hand, whereas ulna is comparatively thinner and is towards the little finger side of our hand. These 2 bones are further articulated with the hand bones, and our each hand has 27 bones, which are further subdivisible into 8 carpals, 5 metacarpals and 14 flanges. So viewers, on a lighter note, we can say, हमारा ये 2.5 किलो का हाथ 27 bones से बना है, and the total number of bones in our each forelimb are 30. Now let's learn about the pectoral girdle, which helps in articulation of forelimbs with the axial skeleton. We have 2 pectoral girdles in human body. Each of it consists of one long, slender bone called as clavicle or collarbone and a large triangular flat bone called scapula or shoulder blade. So that's it about the upper region of appendicular part of human skeleton. Next is lower appendicular part. It includes pelvic girdles and hind limbs. Here you can see upper part of hind limb is attached to the pelvic girdle or hip girdle with the help of a ball and socket joint. Just like the forelimbs, each of the 2 hind limbs also have 30 bones. The thigh or the upper part of hind limb is supported by the longest and heaviest bone of a human body called femur. It's 48 centimeter or 18.9 inches in length and weighs around 290 grams in adult male. It is followed by a circular knee cap called patella. The part of hind limb beyond this patella is called shank and is supported by 2 bones named as tibia and fibula. Tibia is the thick bone situated towards the inner side of the hind limb, On the other hand, fibula is very thin and is situated towards the outer side of hind limbs. Just like the hands, each foot also has 27 bones, which are further divisible into 3 subtypes, but here they are named as tarsals, metatarsals and phalanges. Last and the main dimorphic part of human skeleton is the pelvic girdle or hip girdle. Pelvic girdles helps in articulation of bones of hind limbs with the axial skeleton. These are 2 in number. Each pelvic girdle is made up by the fusion of 3 bones labeled as ilium, pubis and ischium in this pictorial representation. Interestingly, the size and shape of pubic cavity helps in differentiating male skeleton from that of female skeleton with utmost surety. But there are other subtle differences as well. Let's tabulate those also. Male skeleton is rectangular with linear framework. On the other hand, female skeleton is slender and curvy. Male skeleton is tall and heavy. Female skeleton is short and light. Male skeleton has longer rib cage, whereas female skeleton has shorter rib cage. Male skeleton has broader shoulders. Female skeleton has narrow shoulders. In case of male skeleton, the torso is short, and in case of female, the torso is longer. And the reason is it has to accommodate the reproductive organs. Next difference is the pelvic bones of male skeleton. They are narrow and deep with a heart-shaped cavity. On the other hand, pelvic bones, they are broader with oval and shallow cavity. It supports the childbirth. Now I'm sure that by simply looking at the skeleton present in your biology lab, you will be able to make out whether it's a male skeleton or female skeleton. Great. So as you are through with the basic arrangement of bones within our body, let's know about the functions of human skeleton system too. It basically serves 6 major functions, and these include: first, skeleton provides support. Second, it facilitates movement. Third, it protects our internal organs. Fourth, it produces blood cells. Fifth, it acts as a storage for different type of minerals. Sixth, bones are now considered as endocrine glands, and they also regulate the secretion of certain biochemicals. This is the tabulated account of total number of bones present in an adult human being. Do go through it for quick recap purpose. So this was in brief about the human skeleton and the basic arrangement of bones within our own body and in this skeleton. That's it. Thank you so much for watching.